Hello, YouTube world. It's Rodney Allgood, Coach Rod, coming to you with another video to help you on your quest to move up and away from the programming of the Jehovah's Witnesses. Before I get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you get alerted to when I post these videos so you don't miss a thing. Today, we're going to be talking about why we can be our own worst enemies as ex-Jehovah Witnesses. What? Our own worst enemy? Yes, we can be our own worst enemy. We want to keep blaming things outside of ourselves, but sometimes it's us. We are in our own way. Now, I'm not saying it's our fault. It's not your fault. But remember this in life. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% what you do about it. So you may not be at fault as to what happens to you, but it's always your responsibility to do something about it. But to do something about it, we have to know where it's rooted so we can address the right thing. And where this is rooted, what I'm talking about when I say you can be your own worst enemy, where it's rooted is in your subconscious mind. Now, I'm going to lay this out for you so you can start to address things the right way. It's in your subconscious mind. We become our own worst enemy because we're programmed to. Let me say that again. We become our own worst enemy because we're programmed to on a subconscious level. Let me explain how your mind works. You have three components of your mind. You have your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and what's called your creative or your super subconscious. You relate to your conscious mind because it's attached to your five senses, but you operate by what's in your subconscious mind. 95% of what you do and think has to do with your subconscious mind. And when your conscious mind and subconscious mind are out of alignment, your subconscious mind will sabotage your efforts as to whatever you're really trying to do in your best interest. Your creative subconscious, this third component, works to make your subconscious correct about whatever it's wired to do. This part of your mind is trying to create your reality. Your reality is based on what you subconsciously believe. What you subconsciously believe is from your programming. The way your subconscious works is what you were given through repetition. It gets programmed through repetition, mainly. What you've heard over and over and over again, you've accepted as truth. Now, what were you told over and over and over again? You were told that when you leave the organization, that you would lose God's spirit, that you would struggle, that you would live this crazy debauched life, that everything in your life would go wrong because you don't have God's spirit and He's not blessing you. When you're programmed with that on a subconscious level, that creative subconscious or the super subconscious will find ways to make you correct. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? That your creative subconscious mind is making you correct about a programmed belief, the programmed belief of struggle. It has nothing to do with losing God's spirit. So if you're struggling, for any of you that are tempted to go back to that religion, to go get more programming, this is why you're struggling, not because you're lacking God's spirit. And they also take away the love from your loved ones to punish you, to make you desire to go back to attain that again. It's a form of blackmail. It's all programming, my friends. If you're struggling financially, it's because of your programming about money. If you're struggling with relationships, if you're struggling with addictions and things that you got into after you left the religion, your programming took you there because you were supposed to struggle. You see, your subconscious mind does not care about right and wrong, good, bad. It doesn't. It's very untied to those kinds of things. It just creates what you're supposed to think. So if you're supposed to think you're going to struggle, guess what? You're going to struggle. It's creating the reality of your programming. So if you want to move forward, you've got to rewire your programming. You've got to rewire your subconscious mind to be in accordance with your conscious mind so they match up. So what you desire, you create without sabotaging yourself. This is all a mental game, my friend. It's all psychology. Don't let that religion rule you because they are manipulating you with psychology. It's like pulling strings. They're being the puppeteer of your life. For a lot of you, you have to really turn your attention to learning things that you don't know. So you have knowledge to combat all of that programming instead of focusing so much at attacking the religion. Because when we are focused on just attacking the religion, we're keeping the same thing important in our life. The Jehovah's Witnesses was the central part of our life when we were in it. For a lot of ex-witnesses, it remains the central part of their life as they're fighting it. But your first priority is you. Your first priority is to get to know who you are because you were hijacked. You got hijacked. Your mind got hijacked at a young age for most of you. So you have no clue of who you are. So really spend your time getting to know who you are. Remember this, and I'll probably make a video about this at some point. The two most powerful words that you can ever use are the words I am. Because the word you put after I am becomes supercharged and powerful. And most of you have never learned to put an applicable word after those two words. Your whole life you said, I am one of Jehovah's Witnesses. The whole time you're a witness, I am one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Never addressing who you are as a person. Me and you shouldn't say the same thing because I am something else. I'm something powerful. I'm something meaningful. I'm something that is a force in this universe, and so are you. So what are you going to put after those words? And what you put after those two words starts to reprogram your mind. And you start to act in accordance with what those powerful words are. And this is how you start to move away from all that disempowering programming that the Jehovah's Witnesses gave you, that is giving some of you your struggle that you're going through right now. Make sure your thoughts serve you. Make sure your thoughts empower you, not disempower. That will be all for today, my friends. Something to marinate on. I could go further, but that's plenty to marinate on for today. My friends, take care. Be your best self. You're amazing. Tell yourself that every day. Be well. Talk to you next time.